company has a moment where belief spreads faster than explanation. I've seen it once before, and I see it again happening right here at OLIABO.
OLIABO Innovation focuses on long-term wellness, not on short-term hype.
OLIABO isn't a trend, it's a lifestyle.
OLIABO is building something different, intentional expansion. We are focused on the right leaders, the right culture, and sustainable growth. Direct sales is evolving. OLIABO was designed for how people actually build businesses in today's world. We didn't modernize an old model. We started fresh with the modern entrepreneur in mind.
The only real question is this: do you watch it, or do you become part of the movement?
Well, hello, everybody. The day is finally upon us, May the 4th. May the 4th be with us all today. I wanted to, by the way, I'm Gordon Morton. I am one of the mutants that started this thing over here. I wanted to start with a kind of a special little slide. I think it's only appropriate. I think most people that have been around this group know that on a couple of our key products features a picture from tanti anni fa, years past, of my mom and my brother and I. And I thought, there's no better way. Coming up in the next few days is Mother's Day. It's the same day in Italy. It's called Festa della Mamma. And it is this gratitude that we always express to our mothers. They're the ones that made us, for crying out loud. This is the only reason I'm sitting right here is because my great mom got on a boat at 21 years of age and waved goodbye to the only home she'd ever known, and came to Canada. And so gratitude to her. There's some very special moms on this slide. There's a few of you can scrutinize and see. There was a couple of surprises in this one, but yeah, grateful to moms. And you know, we had yesterday, and it's 99.9% certain we're all going to see tomorrow, but the only thing we have is today, the present. And so I thought we would start this thing off today with a little gratitude. Let's go to the first slide there, Adam, please. There's so many things happening, guys. We're going to try to jam 5 pounds of flour into a 3-pound bag today. Oh, there's me. And there's my mom right there, Gabriella Stefanini in mortem. And so any strength that I claim was either taught, carried, or projected by her at one point. And I just got to say this: home isn't just a place for me, or wasn't just a place for me. It was her. It was my mom. My father had a great influence on both myself and my siblings, but my mom, it was the smells of Italy. It was the smell of her chicken cacciatore. It was the sound of Mario Lanza or Dean Martin. Matter of fact, like, I have her records in my office here, okay, behind me, with an actual phonograph machine. I listened to these songs, like some of the ones that you heard on the preamble today. It's the sounds of Italy. And just to kick things off properly, again, an homage to the moms. They're the ones that put up with us to get us to this place. But the sound of Italian for me is the sound of my mom. So when I go over there, you know, I hear the rhythmic sound of Italian. I'll be on a train or in a public place, and I just hear my mom and all my nursery rhymes. And she would do one: Manina bella, dove sei andata, dalla nonna, che mangiata, polenta latte. And that is just like, hey, little hand, where you been? I've been at grandma's house. It's a lot of maternal stuff in Italian. Mamma mia is one of those things that when you say it in Italian, it can mean that's the greatest thing ever, mamma mia. Or it could be like, I'm cursing you. It's a very, very important word in Italian culture. So we start with that today. And yeah, Adam, let's go forward. Today is about all y'all. It's not even about me. We're about to make all our collective lives so much better. There was where we were in November of 2025, and where we are right now, May the 4th, today. But this is not about today. This is about where we are going. Like this, we are turning the key on something extremely important. And I have to give thanks to all the wonderful pioneers out there. I don't want to name names, but I got to name names. Ray and Jerry and Julia and Hernan and Robin and Malcolm and et cetera. And Brent, I don't want to do that. We're all going to make sure that everybody's recognized. You see a part of this program about that. But next slide, Adam, please. By the way, the ones that are on the call, sometimes you'll see them shut their camera off so we can have more bandwidth. But I will give a little credit. I did have a dad too. He was really amazing. And he gave my brother and I a lot of education about business. And he was a quote king. Like he was the man when it came to quotes. This is a picture of him in like the 1970s. And that is Joe, the piercing glare of a psychopath over his shoulder right there. That's little Joe. Back in the day when my dad was running the Canadian division of a company called Nature's Sunshine Products. And my dad used to always say to us, man is a tool-using animal. With tools, he is everything. Without tools, he is nothing. I don't even know who said that originally. It's not one I could find Googling about, but somewhere in that neighborhood is a quote that my dad used to say over and over again. And we're going to talk about tools a little bit today. It's kind of important because it's the tool that is going to help you manage your future. And it's so easy. You know, there's this great quote, and Ray, you know who said it originally, but you can cut down a tree using a hammer. It's just going to take you a month. If you have the right tool, life gets so much easier. And Adam, let's go forward one for a minute while I'm just warming up, folks. Okay, this is something I got to say before we get going, because we have to context this. I'm going to fertilize your minds a little bit. Hopefully you guys have had a second to pour yourself a, glass of water, whatever it is, a big Coke or whatever you're going to drink. We're going to talk a little bit right down to earth in a language we can all understand. This is the actual kind of the life cycle of a business breakthrough, of a tool. And I was one of those weird cats that my dad had a calculator because of the business he had started working for an American company. He had a calculator before, like anyone had a calculator out in the country in Canada. And when calculators first came out in the early 70s, those things were like $300, $400. By the late 70s, it had got down to about $50. I still couldn't afford one. But then rapid innovation happened and mass adoption. And by the 80s, okay, I was one of those nerds at school that had like the Casio calculator watch, so I could do that. Now it's a commodity. You can't, it's on everything. You get it. It's a free app on your iPhone or on your computer. Calculators, when they first came out, though, people were like, don't use the calculator. They're very bad. They will dumb down everybody. People will become dumber because of the calculator. And there was a kind of an apprehension towards it. It was one of those things. The people that are clicking their thumbs up, they remember those moments. And there is a certain amount of apprehension about new technology. But I'm here to say, embrace it. I'm looking to the future on this call, and you'll see what I mean. Next slide, Adam, please. I'm actually just warming things up for Curtis. Curtis has got a big announcement. No pressure, Curtis, but I said to Curtis, this is a funny, weird thing. Let me get off on a tangent. I was like, Curtis, don't poop the bed. There was a dude in a former life. I was a distributor for a company that sold a laxative tea. And he told this horrifying story about how he stayed at someone's house and took too much laxative tea and pooped the bed. And I always thought that is the greatest example of a complete and utter disaster. That's not going to happen today. I was one of those weird nerds that happened to be right there on January 9th, 2007. I took that photo of Steve Jobs holding up the first iPhone the day it was launched, January 9th, 2007. There's a lady on the line. Nancy, a big shout out to you. I did a meeting with you in San Francisco that night, January 9th, 2007. And I don't know if you remember, I said, shake my hand right now, because before I even go anywhere, I'm going to go wash my hands, but I haven't washed my hands since I shook Steve Jobs' hand. And so I was there for that moment, and I'll never forget what he said. He said, today we introduced 3 revolutionary products. I'll never forget the way he said it. An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. And we were all listening. Okay, it sounds about normal. And then he said, an iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. And instantly the crowd just like, they got it. And they stood up and they applauded. I was one of them. And it changed the world. That little device changed the world. At first, too, a lot of people like, oh, no, it's just a little toy that kids will play with a touch screen. And no, it'll never be myself. I took that picture with an iPhone, with a BlackBerry. And let's go for Adam. I'm trying to go forward, and I realize you're doing that. Just a little backpedal, just where the industry was. I was raised in a family of herbal gerbils and direct sellers. As I mentioned, my dad started the Canadian division for a herbal company in the 70s. Do you know at that time, the equivalent of probably Venti or Premio, an area manager, would get one check and then they had to cut all the checks for their organization. They had to do all the math. That was a less than perfect model. My dad used to carry boxes of these card punch deck things that he would have punch cards for people's organizations. And then they got really super high tech and they fed those cards into that big tape to tape machine. And this doesn't give it justice. Those things were the size, imagine that thing's about the size of a refrigerator, okay? Has the processing power of probably less than a digital watch. The 80s came along and things got very, very much better. User-generated content. We could create things on cassette tapes and audio tapes, and computers became a thing, and fax machines that spit out those long rolls of data that had like covered in phthalates, that powder, so everybody was getting cancer from their stupid fax paper. But it advanced business, and still there was apprehension. I remember buying audio tapes that had a message on it that said, "Home recording is killing the music business. Mixtapes are killing the music business." I'm like, how could it be? I would take a record and record a song onto an audio tape to make a mixtape. Duplication was happening right in front of our faces. 1990s, the industry evolved. And I remember we would get these stacks. I was in a distributorship, and I would get stacks of these printouts of our organizations. And you would count the dots on, okay, Donna was like, let me see, on Tony. And then there was like, okay, there was Alfred, and there was and then it was all the there I am, and you had to count the dots. It was a less than perfect model, but between email and web browsers, communication started happening much faster. And then there was Novell and software and commission software like 2021 and Gen Con, and things got much better. And then 1995 happened, and the World Wide Web came out, the information superhighway. And I remember being newly married and getting it on my computer for the first time. And then the industry got stuck. And I'll tell you, I remember it. People were like, I saw the net with Sandra Bullock. It was a movie that came out in 1995. Like, we cannot go on the internet with all our stuff. And we got stuck for a while. The industry got stuck. And then, we'll go forward one slide, we got unstuck. And I'll tell you how we got unstuck. Myself and a couple of enlightened partners, a few of them are on the line, started a company, and we were one of the first companies to do a web interface commission software. It was, at the time, it was mind-blowing, you guys. It was revolutionary. You could go in, and through the computer, you could type in like thecompany.com / blah, 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 freaking blah, whatever your ID number was, and you could look at your organization and make real-time decisions. And it was clunky and janky and the low resolution, but it worked. And then right around that time, we got Wi-Fi and we got these little devices called Blackberries. And suddenly we had a big leg up on the competition. I had a particular competitor just would talk crap all the time in these chat rooms. And I could instantly address whatever they were saying because I had a Blackberry, and they didn't, because a lot of companies didn't. And flash forward, suddenly there was this thing called Facebook, and then the iPhone, like I mentioned, and an app store right after that. And then in 2012, you had this explosion of stuff that happened. Instagram, social media, mobile influencers, and then later on in that, AI and Chat GPT. But the industry got stuck. It was stuck. It got stuck, you guys. I got back into this. I went and made movies for the last 10 years and decided I was going to jump back into this. And I was like, really? It's not software, it's still stuck. It's still basically the same software. Like, how are we going to get this industry into the modern century? And that was a quandary. It was a quandary. So I don't like being stuck. So we started working on it many months ago. I have a very, very, very bright partner, Curtis Fulmer, is going to talk to you in a second. And this is what he was passionate about. But can we click on that one there above? So there's a word, Adam, that needs to be revealed. There you go. When this first started, the web interface, we didn't know what to call it. It's go to our website and go in and look at your stuff. And this is the way you look at it. Every one of you people that were on in the industry at that time with me, we would all like, I just want to see my stuff. Can I just type in stuff and look at my stuff? And then we had to give a name for that. And we called it the back office. It was the back office. It's where you got all your data. We'll go forward one. It's still a back office. This is the catch-22. This is where we've been stuck. E-commerce software is tied to enterprise commission software still. This is still the place it was. And it makes it really cumbersome for the user experience. Have any of you on the line done this? Oh yeah, this is great olive oil. Yeah, I'd love to buy it. Well, how do I do it? Well, I just want to buy a bottle of your olive oil. I'll give you my money. That's where our relationship can end. Yeah, well, you have to go to this web thing and put in the thing and then do this thing and then swallow the cat that ate the rat, live in the house that Jack built, and then you can get a product. People don't got time for that anymore. It's complicated customer checkout. It's the people that are giving me the thumbs up are like, I've been there, because I've been there. I've been there. Right now, I got relatives going, I'll buy your olive oil. I love it. Can I just go to your website and order it? I'm like, you can. Yeah, it's a little complicated. I'd rather just give it to you right now. I don't even know we don't even how to farm it. So web-based login right now is required for you to check your business data. So you got to go and type it in. And then look at this dude right here. He's just bored. Right now, he's just waiting for the Starbucks to show up at his desk. Even simple businesses processes require us as a company to rely on heavy amounts of coding. And it's clunky. And it's about to go bye-bye. This is them. This is where the industry is. This is me. Bye-bye. We started building the thing and we started talking to folks about it. Since the day we started talking, this was Curtis's riff. And then Curtis's eyes started to glaze over and he's like, holy cow, this is like Jed Clampett is running the software for this industry. We are in the Silicon Slopes in Utah. It's where all the tech companies, when it got too expensive to live in California, moved. We got tech companies up the wazoo, but they weren't talking to nutritional companies and they weren't talking to direct sellers. And we kept asking the questions. We just want a simple checkout process. We want intuitive user experience. We want something convenient. And the back office, we just want it to not be backwards. One more slide, please, Adam. Here it is, folks. Coming up, Curtis. Someday, we need to retire the term back office. It's been here way too long. It's been in the industry since at least 2002. And folks, today is someday. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please give a little love on your little clicker to my very patient business partner, Curtis Fulmer. And look at his mom. It's a great picture. All right, Curtis.
Oh, thanks,
Don't
Gord.
go to bed.
I mean, Gord, I feel like you just warmed everybody up. You're like my opening act. I feel like I've arrived when Gordon Morton's my opening act. I mean, what more could you ask for?
Dude, I'm your opening band.
Yeah, you're like opening for me. It's great. Yeah, hey, look, there's my mom. I mean, so much of who I am, who I've become, and where I'm going, I owe all to my mom. So shout out to my mom and huge gratitude to all who've given so much to children everywhere. Thanks, everybody, for doing what you all do to help make it all possible. I am so excited to be here with you all today. As Gordon mentioned, we've been working diligently in the background for quite some time now on what I have the privilege of unveiling to you. So today, we're introducing 3 revolutionary products: a smart media hub, an integrated shopping experience, and an AI-powered business accelerator. A smart media hub, an integrated shopping experience, and an AI-powered business accelerator. All combined into this tiny little device right here. Introducing OLIABO Studio. It's the OS for your business success. That's what we like to say. So let's roll that video, Adam. Let's show them a little taste of what OLIABO Studio is all about. Thanks, Adam. So Studio is going to simplify and amplify your efforts in ways that you never thought possible. Complexity to clarity, it's simplicity. It allows you to create, share, sell, and track results all in one powerful app. It's everything you need in the palm of your hand, ready to do what you need to do whenever you're ready to do it, 24/7, 365. It's going to take things to the next level. It's OLIABO unleashed, right in your pocket, right in your hand. Let's go to the next one, Adam. So this eye chart gives you a glimpse of what's possible with our Smart Media Hub, right? So it's an enhanced content library, ready when you are, at your fingertips, so that you can share the right message at the right moment with the right contact anytime you need. Instantly, with custom links and QR codes that directly are tied to you and make sure that everything tracks back to give you credit for everything you do. The hub has videos, images, testimonials, tutorials, and so much more. You can text from it, you can post with it to socials, you can present it in person, everywhere, anywhere that you are. You can also upload and share your own content directly through OLIABO Studio as well. So it's just this powerhouse tool. Just Smart Media Hub alone does all of that. Let's go to the next one, Adam. So it's also got a fully integrated checkout. Now, the integrated checkout, it's from end to end. So anything that you share, it takes people directly into a shopping experience or to a page with more information. It's also simpler than any other checkout flow that you've ever experienced in e-commerce. And that means less friction, which drives increased sales and generates you more commissions. That, combined with our end-to-end comprehensive tracking, ensures that every share, every click, everything that you do is properly attributed to you and gives you the credit that you deserve. And a really big part of this is the next piece. Go ahead, Adam. So our AI engine is integrated and built into everything to give you real-time insights so that you can keep your finger on the pulse of exactly what's happening in your business and know exactly what to do next, right? You can see what's driving results, know who's engaging and when they're engaging with the content that you're sharing, understand exactly what's converting, and know what right next step to do so that you can take that next step with each prospect with confidence. So this is just a taste, a glimpse of what's possible with OLIABO Studio. It's just the beginning. We're going to do a lot of tutorials and trainings to ensure that everybody knows how to leverage the power of Studio. But with Studio and the integrated shopping experience, of course, also comes a new and improved website. Go ahead and roll that, Adam. Thanks, Adam. So there's so much more that we'll share with you over time. We'll have all sorts of trainings and tutorials and a bunch of different things to make sure that you know exactly how to leverage the OLIABO Studio app to get the most out of it and get the most out of every moment that you spend building your business. Gord, what do you
Beautiful.
think?
Curtis, beautiful brother, beautiful. And can I lead the witness a little bit?
Absolutely.
Curtis, Studio, is it it looks like an app icon, and how does that work? Is that
Yeah.
Studio word ours? Do we own that mark? Is that ours?
It's ours. It's ours. So yeah, so we've been working on this for a long time, right? And so OLIABO Studio is both a fully functional mobile app that you'll be able to get on Android and iOS. And there's also a fully unified desktop version of Studio as well. So you can do it on your computer, you can do it on your phone, you can do it back and forth between the two. It's all fully unified and integrated.
So Curtis and I had this happen a couple of weeks ago when I said to Curtis, okay, you guys, we just put pizza under his door and just like, he's just been so busy on this. And I was like, what are you calling this? And he goes, well, I guess it's kind of a new and improved back office. And I'm like, dude, this is not a back office. And he's like, it's not. I'm like, we're not going back to anything. No back. It's forward, folks. This is like its own. This is an entire. I think we came Studio. It was Curtis and I had it down to 3 different words, right?
It was good, but Gord, you came down to Studio, and when you said Studio, it was like Studio. That's where the magic happens, right? Like in any creative process, art, architecture, music, movies, other creative endeavors, the magic happens in Studio.
It's a creation. Like, I'll tell you what, folks, every one of you know how much it's art and science goes into building a business. It's the belief and the passion. It's pragmatism. It's idealism. The Studio is a creative space that you go in. Like we keep talking about Michelangelo's David. And I remember hearing this thing and he just chipped away all the stuff that didn't look like the David. And he did that in a studio. That's where that was created. Where motion pictures that changed our lives, the soundtracks of our lives, the music of our lives happen in studios where it's created. We're changing lives. You get to control with your thumb these little devices with an app in an app store. And it's our app. Like that's kind of ours. And cool.
And just to be clear, this is something that is going to be made available to all of you, right? It's not going to be an additional cost. It's going to be something that empowers your business. Honestly, it is a game changer for anyone building an income with OLIABO, from a casual sharer to somebody who's a full-time builder or like a social influencer or a traditional affiliate. Studio is the power in your pocket to help make it all happen. It's going to simplify and amplify your efforts in ways that you never thought possible. It will be your daily go-to for building and growing your business. It's literally going to unleash the efforts of what we're doing here at corporate to empower you to do what you do. I mean, it's really about supporting you doing your magic, if you think about it, right? Whether you're, if you're that person who's all about the in-person face-to-face interactions, whether one-on-one or presenting to a full room of people, Studio's there for you. Present content, capture lead info, display QR codes to take orders on the spot. Or if you're that person who's just casually sharing with friends and family locally or halfway across the world, you can use Studio to share the right content to the right person at the right time via text, email, social messaging. Or of course, if you're like a social influencer or into that or building into that, and that's where you want to be, Studio makes that simpler than ever to share incredible content with any audience, large or small. It's unbelievable what you'll be able to do with this.
It's the future. And folks, like we have partners on the creation side of this app. I don't want you to think it's just like me and Ashley and Brooks, like or whatever. And what?
Yeah, I mean,
you don't want us in charge of creating technology like this. We have some very strategic partners on this.
Yeah, for those who know a little bit about my background, from the late 90s has been building e-commerce, internet, and software companies, and so we've had the chance to connect with some incredible partners that helped us put this together and build this. But this is what we've been working towards from a technology standpoint for so long. Like this is why we're calling a big part of today. It's launch mode, right? Because this allows us to take everything for us, for you, and for everybody that comes after to the next level.
It's true. And like, here's to the future, folks. The only limits are the limits of our imagination. Like, this thing is scalable. The problem that existing companies have, the big ones. And by the way, there's one day we'll be a big tired lion with like, yeah, it's like a cruise ship. You have to, it takes forever to turn and whatever. They can't move fast enough to put this thing in because the okay, you guys, we started trying to do it, trying to put Frankenstein on existing software. And my dad would tell this story, but sometimes you're like climbing a hill, and you're like, somebody just throws the T and goes, wrong hill. We had that
So
problem.
true. I mean,
like, we couldn't get it. We couldn't get it to do what we wanted it to do. We had to basically just gut that. That was a painful decision.
There is so much to break down in here that we're not going to be able to go through it all, but
no.
You will see very soon all the different pieces and be able to dig in. But know this: think about any piece of content you've ever seen us put out, as far as like compensation structure, comp videos, trainings, tutorials, all the beautiful things for all the products to be able to share, product videos, product images, shopping cart. You can create a shopping cart that you can then share out in a link, and people can click that link and immediately be taken into the shopping cart to just check out in a couple clicks, because you already built the shopping cart for them because you knew exactly what they wanted to buy already. It is unreal. I can't say enough about it. I'm so excited to get it into your hands. And you're all probably wondering when and how. So right now, we announced it and unveiled it today because we didn't want the app stores to get ahead of us in announcing it and sharing it. So we're announcing it today, and it will roll out in probably, it depends on a couple things with the app stores as far as their approval process. So we're aiming for sometime in the next 2 to 3 weeks for it to be in your hot little hands. So make sure that you're keeping a close eye on your emails, on your text messages. If you're not on our email list or on our text message list, make sure you get on it. Because we'll be shooting out those announcements as soon as it goes live.
And all you leaders too, Curtis, we're going to make sure that that's the time, because between now and that, Curtis has the betas that he walks through with the leadership. Okay, you guys, you know the way I am, right? I am so ADD. I don't even read the quick capsule summary card that comes with technology. So, because they know that I'm not going to read the manual. You can learn this with your scrolling through with your phone. So the top leaders, Curtis has already got the group that we'll be working with. And by the way, it just generates a million questions. I understand it. It's all cool. Like, I saw the iPhone and I was like, wait, can I get? And Jobs was like, you can't get it for 6 months. It was 6 months, you guys.
And I can't emphasize enough the power that's in this. Don't let it feel overwhelming. It can be used in simple and powerful ways. It can be used in really powerful ways that are very intricate. It's built in such a way that wherever you're at and however you like to do your business, it will work for you. It will become your workhorse. It will be something you will be in every single day to help you build your business. But it's not intimidating, and we're going to make sure every step of the way that it's very simple and powerful, and that you know how to leverage it in the ways that will work best for you.
And I was going to say, you'll have the other thing too, folks, is that you're going to see the demographic skew heavily younger. My kids have no patience for anything that is complicated. And because I get the dad, and this is the key. You'll see it. There's a database Ashley's been holding. There's other stuff, Curtis. You and I are going to time piggy this if we're not careful.
We got so many other exciting things to do.
We're dropping bombs. Kaboom. So, Curtis, should we throw the T and then
Let's roll to the next.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. More info on this is coming out fast and furious because it's coming.
Yeah, you're going to get plenty on this one. It's a game changer. Who's next? Adam Blake. Is Adam on? Oh, Joe Milfratello. Okay. My younger brother. Okay, that's, you know what, I don't want to steal. I was going to comment about mom, but Joe, take it away. There's a nice photo of you and mom there.
Yes, Gordon, I'm here. I'm here, brother. It was just on mute in the video turned off, but I'm grateful to be here. Yeah, that's a great picture. Thanks for choosing that. Well, of course, it's on our product. The grief. It's on the back of every one of our wonderful Prima packaging, and I like that, Gord, that you did that. As I was thinking of this, um, Mother's Day coming up, and I love how you did that, and you've got a picture of everyone's moms going into this, and anyone who's talking today. Um, uh, as I think back on mom, so many things, and we talk about this, Gordon, because of course she was full-blooded Italian, and we'd come home every day to like amazing aromas of a bolognese sauce or whatever cooking in the house. But as just a little thought about moms, right before I came to BYU Hawaii with you, Gord, I don't know if you remember, it would have been in January of '89. And I was ready to leave, and my buddy Clint, you remember Clint, Gord? We went to high school together. And he came over and he said, as I was leaving, he said, I'm so grateful for being friends, of course, for all these years. And we did a lot together. But he said, your mom, I would come to your house and your mom would hug me. And he said, I didn't even get hugs from my own mom. And I'm really grateful that I had that influence in my life. And I thought, wow, because as a kid, I was like, mom hugs everyone. She's so Italian. She even kissed them on the cheek. It's very Italian. And it was a little bit like embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, wow, mom's hugging everyone. Little did I know it made that much of an impact. So go hug your mom, everyone, if you can. If you can't hug your mom, like in Gord's in my case, hug your mother-in-law. If that doesn't work, hug the mother of your children. I don't know, someone who's a mother. We're grateful for you all. And happy Mother's Day to you all. I wanted to just say, as I'm jumping into this segment, it was a great week this past week with Sunwolf and his beloved Jennifer in Prescott Prescott, Arizona, and Sedona, and then the de Guzmans. Shout out to the de Guzmans. Thank you for a great meeting in Tucson, and then off with Liddy in Wisconsin and Minnesota. It was a great week, and I'm grateful to have had that moment with everyone there. And coming at you from here at this home office. Now, Gord, as I was thinking about this call when you were opening up, I'm drinking a little bit of my peppermint tea right here, and it's in a mug that my wife made. My wife is a potter. And I was thinking, Gord, May 4th, this time last year, it's kind of like this analogy here. It was a piece of clay. It was all up here, what you had in your vision. And to fast forward now, 1 year later, now everyone just kind of think about, what were you doing on May 4th? We were all kind of in this situation where it was like a piece of clay, but it was an idea that sparked into this, that built into this, that built into this. And just recently with what we just launched, Ashley, built into this, and of course our flex and everything, it's amazing. From this time last year. So think about where you can be in 1 year from now. I want you to all, I hope that you come away from this. And Curtis, what an amazing presentation. I cannot wait for OLIABO Studio. I mean, this is an amazing game changer for our industry, for OLIABO, but for the whole industry. We'll be leading the industry in this. So with that said, let's jump into we like to have on a lot of our calls, we like to have members of our scientific advisory board. Of course, Dr. Johnson, he comes in, we kind of swap back and forth a little bit, but today we got Dr. Earl Mendel, and he's joining us today. Hopefully we can find him on there. Adam, I know you were looking for him just now. I know we talked before, and he's got the link. So while you're finding him, let me just brag up on him a little bit. This was a book that he wrote, Earl Mendel's Vitamin Bible, in 1979. You got to know that in 1979, that was like earth shattering, I guess you can say. Like who's writing a book like this on vitamins and minerals, which included also at that time, even extra virgin olive oil. He's thought that highly of it. And the Herb Bible came next. He has sold well in excess of 14 million copies of books. And we're kind of excited about what he's working on right now, right, Gordon? I mean, he's got something up his sleeve that he's working on.
Oh, yeah.
And this was really, again, I just want you to think 14 million, over 14 million copies of over 60 books worldwide. National, not just a national bestseller, but international bestseller. And he's part of the OLIABO family. He's part of our scientific advisory board. And so, Gordon, we just maybe we can
I
get
think,
Adam to run
Joe,
that video
we
because it's a
started,
pretty cool video.
I think it is.
Oh,
And folks,
go,
we
go ahead.
started,
Go ahead.
we talked about the tools. Like Joe heard the same quote I did. Man's a tool using animal. My dad always be
A
like,
million times.
oh, a million times, right? And what we're about to talk about is another tool. So maybe Adam, should we run the video? I think it probably does a good job. Better.
It's the best-selling book on nutrition of all time, The Vitamin Bible. Welcome, Dr. Earl Mindell!
Here he is, Dr. Mindell!
The man who brought us the Vitamin Bible, among many other books on nutrition, now brings us Earl Mindell's Supplement Bible.
Here he is, Earl Mindell.
Here's Dr. Earl Mindell. He is known all over the world for his books on vitamins and herbs and foods as medicine.
Now, how about that, Gordon? That's kind of cool. Again, going from like Dr. Earl Mindell's Vitamin Bible. And now I got to add, I've said this before, guys, but there's new people on this call. You got to know that our mother had this in her health food store in the 80s. And we had this on our shelf growing up.
On the back of the
next to-
toilet sometimes too. That's like the kind of reading that my
That's what, okay, you got to know when it reached that part, you know it was in good hands.
if you got on the back of the toilet in the Morton household, you were in good company. It was usually like Stephen R. Covey, and there was usually
As a Man Thinketh by James
As a Man
Allen,
Thinketh, Think and Grow
Yeah.
Rich, Archie
Bob
Comics.
Proctor,
Yeah.
Archie Comics too. That was random, but it was true. But yes, this was it was in our house growing up, and of course that spawned the herb Bible that came out. I think it was in the 80s or late 80s, and again over 60 different books worldwide. Again, not just a national bestseller, but an international bestseller. Adam, were you able to find Dr. Mindell?
While he is, Joe, I gotta say, just Adam, hopefully he's found, but I gotta say, of the famous voices that were in that clip, that was Richard Simmons, I think. Like, Richard Simmons, the exercise guy, because
it was
Gordon. Like, I could just hear him. Oh my gosh, that's kind of a little surreal. So anyway,
yeah, it's amazing.
We're trying to locate Dr. Mindell right now, so we've got a couple people trying to get a hold of him. It sounds like he's having a hard time jumping on, but we'll
there's a lot of folks on the line.
Well, maybe have him come back a little bit later. We can move on if you'd like, Gordon. But exciting news again, and we showed an image of that. He's working on this, just so you know the timing. He's working on late summer to have this book come to market. But we're
already reading it, by the way. There's parts of it's already done. I don't know how I just did hearts with that announcement on my face,
but it looks good.
Yeah,
it looks good. But yes, this is exciting. And what the image will look like, I mean, that could vary between now and the time that it publishes. But this is going to be Gordon, I think this is going to be an international bestseller. And it's one of those ones that there's so much, there's that awareness gap that Curtis has been talking about for months now since we started this. That awareness gap is massive. I will say this again, guys, you hear me say this all the time. I say it at meetings, I say it on calls and Zoom calls. And this is, you line up 100 people here in Murray, Utah, Salt Lake City, wherever you're at. In the Philippines, Malcolm, where you're at, or in Australia, I don't care, wherever you are, that awareness gap is massive. Line up 100 people, find me one that can tell you about oleocanthols.
Yeah.
You might, if you happen to be maybe in Sedona, where I was just at, because it's very, very earthy, might be able to find one.
This group,
will they know
olorapine?
Will they know verbascicide? Will they know? No. I'm here to tell you,
group of people right here is on the bleeding edge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Go ahead. I'll apologize.
No, I was just saying, this group right here, we're on the bleeding edge. We almost forget that we've learned a language about the olive-derived products, that you're out talking people in all areas of health on this one. So this is, by the way, this is just a tool that it's one more really strong worker bee. I call them worker bees. You put the tools out there, they do the work. We don't have to educate everybody when you have a world-class author like Dr. Mindell doing that. So cool.
Yeah.
If Dr. Mindell ends up on, great. If not, he's going to do follow-up on this anyway on our weekly calls. So
Yeah, for sure. We can always have him come later this week. I think we turn to Ashley, Gordon. What do you think? I think we
Ashley's
get our
Ashley, are you
yes.
next or is it Adam? Ashley.
It's Ashley.
That's
It's Ashley.
me.
But
And my
let me just say this as an introduction for Ashley, guys. And I told this to the executive team, but you guys all need to hear this. Ashley's a brilliant formulator, okay? And we have fun together, actually. Ashley, I've learned a lot from you. And but I was in a meeting. This is exactly what happened. Just would have been Saturday morning in Wisconsin with Liddy and a group. There was a group that drove in all the way from Chicago. Okay, all the way from Chicago. It's like 7 hours, Ashley. Like that's a long time. That's a long time. And we passed around the Flex for people to try. Just give it a try, put it on. And a guy stopped us. Okay, yeah, Chicago to Hudson, Wisconsin. Yes, Brian, I agree. That is a super long drive. You're right, Brian. And he put it on and he had an experience within like less than 10 minutes, actually. It was amazing. And so we're seeing that all over, by the way. We've seen that in all the meetings that I'm doing. And people are doing that. I mean, Donna kind of kicked that off by just boldly walking into a clinic of some sort and shared it with a bunch of women, and people were having results. And so I thought, hey, let's give this a try, and it's working. So, and I'm excited to start seeing the testimonials on Diesel Lux as well. Actually, it's so new that there are a few out there. There are a few, but
Right.
It's so new. So get your testimonials in.
Right.
But anyways, I'm excited to introduce Ashley Brown. Take it away, Ashley.
Oh, thank you, Joe. That was so nice. I love hearing stories like this. It makes it so much more fun to formulate and, discover new ingredients. So, okay, this is my mom. She's the most perfect, selfless person on earth. I actually bought that shirt for myself. I have siblings, and I rolled up to Mother's Day, hopped out of my car, and they were all sitting there looking at me. So I was like, oh, Mom didn't give you the shirt too? They did not love that. No, they did not. Anyways, that's my mom. It's great. She's perfect and seriously just the best human on earth. All right. So I have a little video to show you that kind of gives you an introduction on something new for you guys. So Adam, if you don't mind playing the first video that we have. So if you wouldn't mind going to the next slide, I'm going to talk about this a little. So this is so exciting. We're finally selling Diesel Lux individually. This comes at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. It's available for purchase. We're doing it at $27 each. You're still able to purchase the 4-pack for $25 each. So you guys can get it. It's a simple, easy purchase. Also, did you guys know that the average impulse buy is $29? So consumers usually do an impulse buy about 10 times a month. This is under that average. This is such a simple purchase without feeling guilt, without feeling like you're spending too much as well. So because of that, we're going to give you some tools on the next slide that will make this a little bit easier for you to share and to do. So because of the Studio app, this is so exciting. Or the Studio website, the app, every part of the Studio. Honestly, I talked to Curtis right before this, and there's so much to this that will make life easier for everyone. I just want to say this little stat because it's really important, especially when you're sharing content or videos with the people that you care about, with who you want to reach. So 91% of consumers are more likely to purchase when real authentic content is visible. This means your everyday life. This means taking it with you when you travel, when you do different activities, wherever you are. They want to see you actually using it. They want to see your before and afters. So what I did, instead of asking Trello, who edits all our videos, I told him, I'm doing this one on my own. I don't want help. I don't need any editing on it. So I have a little video to share to you. I took a real quick trip. I got back, let's see, last night. And it was a 48-hour trip. I brought Viso with me. And it is a raw video. It's easy to show people what to do and how to use it. So here it is.
I just got into the hotel and I'm exhausted. I haven't slept in like 20 hours and I want to have as much fun as I can with my friends that are coming, and we're going to go to a concert. So washing my face, putting on my Viso Lux tonight and in the morning so I can look my best. Heading to the pool, and remember, you can put this on during the day too. I just want to make sure I'm looking my best whenever I go out. This is so hydrating and gives you that beautiful glow. It's my first time in the sun. Is it summer yet? Can I say summer yet? And I don't have to worry about this burning my skin or anything, because remember, it's not retinol, it's bakuchiol. Does the same thing, gentler on your face.
Don't be afraid to do a guess where I am kind of post. Getting ready now to go to the event tonight. We were at the pool all day. As you can see, I don't have the sunburn in certain areas where you saw me put the Viso Lux. We were there for 8 hours, so this is really exciting to kind of show to you guys this really works. Okay, so you guys can see that it is so simple. I did not stop my life. I did not stop my trip to work. I just brought it with me. I laid by the pool for a day, brought Viso Lux with me. While I was getting ready, I brought it with me as well. It is so easy and simple to share that honestly, anyone can do it. You don't have to post it to social media. You can share it with your contacts using the new OLIABO Studio. It's really exciting, and I'm pumped for you guys to be able to use this feature as well. Okay, so I have a little story that happened while I was there too that I really wanted to share because it means a lot to me. So I went on a trip. It was a 48-hour quick trip. I went with my most fun friend. And I know you guys have that friend, the friend that you will tell stories about over and over. The funniest things happen when you guys are together. So we went on our trip. It was incredible. I went to Morgan Wallen, you guys. And the most exciting part to me is that Brooks and Dunn opened. I have no idea they were going to open. I am a 90s country girl. It made my entire life, honestly. I was pumped. So that's just one of the many stories that happened. But my most favorite story happened is on the ride home. So I'm sitting next to my friend, who's the most fun person on earth. Her name's Tiara, and of course, she's the most fun person on earth. I'm sitting next to her, and we're going back and forth talking about all the stories and everything that happened. And then we hear the captain come over the speakers saying, "Hey, we need someone to give up their seat. We're offering $1,000, and we really, we can't leave until someone gives up their seat." And honestly, I didn't even think twice about it. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I have to be here today. It's important that I'm home. And, I don't think anything about it. My cute friend is just there texting her husband, telling him she's coming home. I'm not sure actually what they're talking about. And a few minutes later, she leans over to me and she goes, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, you're going to do what? What are you doing? And she goes, well, I'm getting off. I'm like, oh, I'm not super shocked because she loves Las Vegas. She gets to stay there another night. She's my most friend. She gets to have the most fun she possibly can have. And so I'm like, okay. She leans over to give me a hug, at which point the captain gets on again and says, hey, we're offering $1,500. Now, please, we can't leave. We're already late. Can someone, please give up their seat? This person really needs to be on this flight home. So she hugs me, grabs her bags, starts walking up to the front, at which point people are cheering for this girl. They are thanking her for, giving up her seat for someone who really needed it. Meanwhile, she's thinking, I'm living my life. I get to have the most fun I can possibly have, and I get an extra day in this fun city. That's not where this ends, because you guys, we got pushed back because we had to wait. So we waited another 2 hours on this tarmac. Meanwhile, she's at Chili's eating chips and salsa, gets a flight home 2 hours after our flight's supposed to leave. Anyways, we fly finally. I'm getting off the plane. And I think I'm like seat 20 or so. And while I'm getting off, I start hearing it. People are talking about her. I hear, oh my gosh, I was sitting right next to that girl. She was with her friends. She left her friends so this sweet person can get on the flight. That's so kind of her. And then I hear another person saying, I should have got off. I needed that $1,500. It should have been me that stood up. I wish I would have done it. And in that moment, I thought, what am I doing? I want to be that person. I want to have the most fun I can possibly have. And I want to do the things that make me brave. I want to get off that tarmac. I'm not sitting there any longer. I'm going to be that person that stands up. I'm not going to be the person waiting with the 250 other people that aren't brave enough to stand up and give up their seat. So with that, also, I am no longer going to be someone who's telling someone else's stories. I want to be the person that people are telling those stories about. I don't want this just for me. I want this for all of you. And the great thing about OLIABO Studio is that now you have a platform and a place to be able to do this. You're able to share where you're going, what you're doing, who you're with, your life. We don't want you to sit still. We want you to travel. We want you to experience life. And bringing us with you is, it's just a perk. We value all of you so much and just love and want to hear about your lives as well. Please send them to me. I want to hear. I want to know what you guys are doing. But with that, I just want you to create stories that others will start to tell. So that is my TED Talk. Me and Gordon always joke about the end. We have to say the end when we're done with everything. So with that, I'm going to pass the time over to, I can't remember who's after me, honestly. Adam? Adam's after me.
Adam. Oh my God, it's nicely done. Nicely done, Ashley.
Oh, thanks.
You get to follow that, Adam.
All right. Well, I am excited about today. Super excited about May 4th and launch mode. And not only have we launched a lot of fun and exciting new apps and websites and experiences that you guys are going to be having, but I'm super excited to share with you today that's something that we've been working on with a lot of love and intention. I think that you are going to like it just as much as we do. So let's talk about something that we launched when we first started OLIABO. So if you were there in the beginning on our webinars, you probably remember that we talked about the Vanguard recognition. And the Vanguard recognition included the 2025 Collective and the Grand Club. And so with that, we are this week going to be contacting all of you that are in the Grand Club. So expect to see an email that's going to come out from us here at OLIABO. I'm going to do a tutorial kind of showing you how to use the next piece that I'm about to show you here on the screen. So we are putting together these Grand Club images that you can use for your social media. So these are going to be something that you can go and you can post on your Facebook. You can post it on your Instagram. These are going to be seriously cool pieces that you guys can share with all of your network. People are going to be asking you, what does that mean? What did you do? How did you qualify? So these 5 individuals on your screen actually haven't even been contacted yet. So this is the announcement for them. So we've got Dr. Armando de Guzman and Patricia de Guzman. We've got Liddy Flom, Anne Van Brussel, Mike McCarthy, Betty Quattlebaum, and Julia Chung. I added you guys as 5 just at random. So there are again 1,000 people who have hit this Grand Club. Reminder, in order to get into the Grand Club, you had to have at least a 100 volume order and you had to be on subscription. And we took the first 1,000 people to do that. And we said, you're part of this Grand Club that is going to be something that's going to give you recognition for a lifetime. You can only get into the Grand Club if you did that right from the start. And so those of you who are part of the Grand Club, you now have that lifetime recognition. So next, I want to talk about, and Gordon, maybe you can help me with this, but we're going to be talking about some recognition that we're going to be doing in addition to kind of what we already do. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to switch over to the next slide, which happens to have something that you have there in your hands.
You bet. So I have, this is part of the brand new program, and this is the Kappa Key program. Okay, this happens to be my actual keychain in real life. Italians like this little piece of leather on a little strap like that, and you have the key fob, and then on the other side is my house keys, and then a little thing for my favorite hockey team for good luck. That doesn't work. Brenda knows. Brenda,
because they haven't won in 59 years. I'm just
since the year I was born. But you know what? Dang it, it's going to be there. Because I love my Leafs. So this is the start. There's a beautiful rant that my buddy Ray gave me a tape series called Challenge to Succeed in the 90s. And there's a line in it where it's like, if you're driving what you don't want to drive and living where you don't want to live, it's time to make some decisions. When you hit Kappa, we're giving you, it's not just, you guys, it's not just a keychain. It's not just some stupid little bauble. Let's go forward. This is kind of cool. I'm actually holding this right now. But Adam, this is the Kappa key holder, guys. It's a titanium ring, and it's got a soft red leather. It's going to be Italian leather, making sure of that. Ultimate form and function. Italians are really into form and function. Now, can I just, Adam, can you put my full screen on here? I have to show them how cool this is, okay? Folks, hopefully you can see this in all its, well, when you open this up right here, oh, do you see the light? Oh my gosh, that actually, do that again. Oh, I do the sound effect. I promise the staff I do the sound effect, okay? Folks, and we can go back to slides so you can see, you don't have to look at my mug. But the key, if you're driving where you don't want to drive, if you're living where you don't want to live, we already have identified that Kappa is one of those very, no pun intended, key levels in our sales efforts. And so if that keychain right there currently says Ford Fiesta or whatever for you, and you want it to say something else, put that in your dream board. If this key right here is to a place and you're behind on your big mouth promises to your friends and family about where you're going to live, right there. It's your intention. You put your hand in your pocket every day and you're going to feel that. We are sending that to not only the people that hit 1K or Kappa this month, but to okay, Ray was Kappa for like 12 minutes or something at the beginning of this company, and Hernan and Dr. Jerry, everybody that got CAPA that's been through it gets this keychain. And you don't have to use it if you're like, I have a keychain that was given to me, my grandfather's brother-in-law or whatever. Yeah, fine, let's go. You don't have to do that. You can be mediocre without the keychain. But I think it's pretty dang cool. And with your keychain, inside comes a little QR code. That QR code is not the QR code, because if I put it up there, you're all going to check it. That's just for our website. It will have a message from me that will be talking directly to CAPAs. We won't put the message on here because it's only for the people that get to CAPA. And yeah, that's that in a nutshell.
Perfect. Well, Gordon, I am excited to talk about the next piece. At OLIABO, we believe that every rank that you achieve, every customer that you serve, every team member that you lift up, they all matter. And that kind of dedication deserves to be honored with something real and something special and lasting. And today we're making it official. So some of you have seen some of the mock-ups that we originally did of our rank advancement pins. So this has been a lot of time that we have put into designing these rank pins. So what you're seeing on your screen right now was not only the thoughts of people here in the office, but we are working with a company who is well known in our industry, and they make a ton of rank advancement pins. Now, I can honestly say that when me and Ben and Gordon were going through all of the pins that they have made for other companies, you guys, ours are pretty freaking cool. Ours are awesome in comparison. Even the designers over at that company said, wow, these are really going to pop. These are going to be something that everybody wants. So the ones that you're seeing currently on your screen, these are the Kappa, Venti, and Quinto. So you're seeing those three right now on your screen. So those are going to come in a bronze, a silver, and a gold. Now, we're not stopping there, right? We've got more people that are at higher ranks than Venti. And so every distributor who achieves a new rank from Kappa all the way to 500K is going to receive one of these collectible pins. This is uniquely designed for each one of these rank levels that we're talking about. These aren't just gifts. These are symbols of what you've built, and they'll be yours forever. I'm excited for you to be able to look down and see that pin and remember that journey that it took to get there. So let's talk about the next set of pins here and unveil what those look like. That is at the Premio and above. So here on your screen now, you are seeing the Premio, and you're seeing that at the 100K, we kind of changed the theme. So you can see that 100K and above, they're going to have their own special theme that go along with this. So with the 100K, we have a lion. At 200K, you're going to get the Minerva. And I'm not going to reveal what the 500K one looks like yet. We'll give that reveal once we get to that rank. But with that said, I want to do some recognition right now. We have Premio, the Premio pinned here on the screen that you guys can see right now. And as of the closing of April, we have a brand new Premio. And that individual is Julia Chung from Singapore. So congratulations to you, Julia. I know how hard you worked to get to this. There was a lot of nights that you spent up all night. In fact, I think there was even one night that you didn't even go to sleep because you were just on the phones constantly gathering orders, getting everything put together. And now you've done it. You've hit the Premio. So congratulations. You're now going to be receiving this rank recognition piece. And as part of that, Julia, you have now received, or you will be receiving, an invite for the Italy trip that we're going to be talking about here in just a moment. So congratulations one more time to you, Julia. Now, this next little piece, Gordon, we have somebody else to recognize for the April month-end close. Would you like to take that piece?
Yeah, sure. I get the privilege of being here. I actually... I did say this morning, I sent him a text that said, hey, look in your back office. But I like this photo. If you want to go ahead one, I think it's pretty great because this is my buddy Ray and his wife Cheryl. And I may have even taken that photo many years ago in Tuscany. But Ray, you're our first 200K. I just want to be the first to give you applause on that one. And look at smiling down on you is your mom up in the corner, 90-year-old. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful thing. So yeah, proud moment. I am super thrilled, my friend. I've had how many conversations in my life I can't even count where Ray has started them with Gordon, my boy, and then it's usually he'll usually dispense a lot of really good advice. And I'll tell you, folks, I could not be more thrilled. There is a little something self-serving about this. Like Ray's like, I think we want to go to Italy. That's a place when we first launched this idea. Tomorrow is Ray's birthday, and shouldn't maybe out you to the group, Ray, but it was last year, Cinco de Mayo, that I called you and said, I'm thinking of doing something. What do you think? And he didn't actually hear about it until June, but yeah, he gave me the thumbs up. I talked about Italy then. So Ray, congratulations, 200K. Big pat on the back. And yeah, by the way, I've been given the memo. Ron walked in the memo. I guess there was a surge in people getting on the call. There may have been some people that got bumped out. Don't worry, we're recording this right now. It'll be available. And so then you can go back and look at Curtis's eye chart too about all the stuff about studio. So, hey, I don't want to rush. Ray, big hug from all of us. All of us, get it? Okay, Adam. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. I've still got one more, but before I do that, I just want to mention how cool it is not only to work with Gordon, but he put together this theme. If you haven't noticed yet, that there's a lot of mothers that are being recognized. And I mean, for me, I would be remiss if I didn't mention my mother, because she is the person who actually got me started in this entire industry. Back when I was 16 years old, I'll be 41 this year, so you can do the math. I've been in this over 24 years, and my mom is the one that got me started in this, and I am so happy that she did. Something that was impactful in
We love you, Cindy, by the way. I'm just shameless. I know his mom. She's a wonderful lady. So
absolutely. Gordon was there with her from her start, actually, in this too. So but yeah, so I just wanted to mention that how thankful I am to be a part of this industry and to be working with such an amazing person like Gordon, who is just, there's so much heart and passion and knowledge that Gordon has to share with everybody. I mean, just last week, I go in there talking about some product manufacturing and things that we need for international. And I've been doing international for about 8 years. And he starts throwing out stuff that I didn't know. And so just the amount of knowledge that Gordon has, it's just absolutely amazing to watch. So I'm going to go to our very last piece here on the recognition portion. But this is something that's really cool, and I think you guys are going to love it. So we talked about rank advancement pins, but not only pins. You'll notice that there's a lot of women out there who like to collect charms. And so what I mean by that is there's bracelets out there that you can get, and you can put charms on the bracelet, and people start to collect different charms. So we're putting it together to where we're going to be able to send out rank advancement charms or pins. You can use these charms in different ways. You can put them on a bracelet if you want. Gordon just talked about the really cool keychain that we're going to be doing. Add the charms to your keychain. And what's really cool about this is that every single time that you look down at your wrist, if it's a bracelet, if you look at your keys, it's telling you the OLIABO story, your journey that you've had with OLIABO. Every single time you look down at that, because if you're somebody like Ray, we just recognized Ray for 200K, we're going to be sending him every single one of those pins, right? He hit Kappa probably in the first 30 seconds of us turning this machine on. But we're going to be sending him a Kappa, a Quinto, a Venti, a Premio, a 100K, and a 200K. Because that is still Ray's journey
and a keychain
along the way.
And a keychain. Yes.
And a keychain. Absolutely. Ray gets all of that. But the keychain is just a really cool aspect as well, because not only in addition to the charms, but that's kind of the first big step is at the Kappa level. And so we wanted to do a little something extra in adding that keychain for you guys at the Kappa level. So now, go ahead, Curtis.
Sorry, I love that visual of the keychain because Kappa, right? Like you've all mentioned, Kappa is that first level, and that's where you start to unlock all that can really happen with the Premio Pay plan. And so I love the aspect of the keychain and how that unlocks your life in OLIABO and all the good that you can do both for yourself and for those that you share products with. So I just think that's really meaningful and that entryway.
Absolutely. So I have one more aspect before I turn on to the next presenter. So one thing that we've been getting feedback on, not necessarily feedback, but when you look at companies when they first get started, their customer support system usually scales as the business grows. And so as we start getting more and more people contacting, we are looking at different ways that we can increase the levels of our customer support. And so in doing that, we are actually excited to announce today that we are going to have the ability for you guys to be able to call in. You'll be able to get on the phones. You'll be able to talk to a live person here at OLIABO. This starts tomorrow. So the lines will be turned on tomorrow at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. We're going to start this for 4 hours a day. So 10 a.m. Mountain to 2 p.m. Mountain Time. You're going to have a live person there available to answer any questions that you might have. We do ask that if you can, if it's not an urgent thing or if you don't need to have a conversation, if it's a simple change like, I just want to change what's on my subscription, or you have a question, still send in those chats or emails because we have more people answering those and we can get through those faster. But we wanted to give you guys the ability to be able to call in and talk to a live person as well. So again, starting tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain, you can give us a call and we'll be sending out the phone number as well so that you guys will have access directly to us. Now, I get the privilege to introduce our next presenter. I've worked with this person for a very long time, actually when my career started in network marketing. He's very amazing. He's got the math brain of a genius. I mean, when it comes to Excel spreadsheets and everything else, I don't know anyone that compares. So Kent Wood, we're going to turn the time over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Adam. And Adam's presentation indicates the vast breadth of impact that he has on our business, all the way from recognition to customer service and everything in between. Adam, thank you for the effort that you've put into preparing for so many of the launches that are part of today's webinar. Like the rest of the team, I am grateful for the influence of a mother who has given so much to the life that I get to live. I'm also grateful that each of you are associated with us in this life-changing adventure. Today represents a significant milestone for all of us and those that are about to follow you into OLIABO. Let's go to the next slide if we can. It was about 2 weeks ago that we met with our top leaders to give specific details regarding the Palladio partner venture. On that particular call, we had Ray, Donna, Mike, Fifi, Dr. Jerry, Hernan, Liddy, Malcolm was on the call, Julia, Sherman. We appreciate them and being our earliest leaders at 20 and above. We wanted each of you to have some of that same information, as the Palladio Partner Venture represents a powerful tool for you to use in attracting experienced industry titans. Palladio perfectly aligns the vision and priorities of both field leaders and our corporate team, and allows our top producers to participate in the profits and growth of the company, similar to that of executives and owners. No other company is doing this and making these benefits accessible to top field leaders. Let's go to the next slide. The program is named for Andrea Palladio, one of the most impactful architects and visionaries of the Renaissance. Palladio didn't just create buildings, he created legacies that still stand today. We can go to the next slide. Palladio is also described as the father of American architecture. America didn't just borrow from Palladio, it used him as the philosophical foundation for what this nation started to develop. The White House incorporated his designs into its recognizable structure. This is just another example of Italian purity, meeting American purpose, which is a core principle with which we are building OLIABO. And we are just getting started. Let's roll the Palladio video.
Centuries ago, architect Andrea Palladio redefined how structures were designed. With balance and proportion and purpose, he didn't just construct buildings, he created legacies. At OLIABO, we believe leadership is no different. It deserves more than compensation. It deserves ownership in a vision. Introducing the Palladio Partner Venture, a singular aligned approach to rewarding top leaders in the OLIABO business. This isn't a standard incentive plan. It's a one-of-a-kind opportunity, a pathway to meaningful long-term earnings, directly tied to company growth and profitability. Designed for those who shape outcomes, the Partner Venture connects your leadership to the success of the entire organization. As OLIABO grows, so does your opportunity. Because when the company performs, our partners share in that success. Enduring value isn't accidental. It's designed, it's built, and it's shared by a select few who help create it. The Palladio Partner Venture, where leadership meets a truly unique reward and performance builds lasting value.
Gordon, what an amazing video. Thank you for putting that together to highlight the power of this venture that we have with our field leaders. What if, let me ask you a few what if questions. What if you had the opportunity to be one of the very first builders to know about OLIABO? What if you leveraged the power of the olive tree to help people change the direction of their wellness? What if you used OLIABO Studio to extend your reach beyond those who live in your neighborhood? What if you participated with us in the growth and profits of OLIABO by earning our top ranks? And what if you had a piece of the $138 million that we are committed to sharing from our success on our path to $1 billion in revenue? And what if we paid out that $138 million on top of the weekly, monthly, and quarterly commissions that you would already be earning in building your business? Let's go to the next slide. The individual agreements will be presented to Premios and above on our Prima trip in Venice in October, securing their pathway to these profit payouts. You can earn your spot on this trip by being a Premio or above 1 or more months during the qualification period. And we've got some exciting news. If we can go to the next slide. By being with us on the Prima trip, you'll be staying in the gorgeous Hilton Molino Stuckey Hotel, located on Giudecca Island, directly across from St. Mark's Square. We are thrilled to announce the extension of our qualification period to August 31st of this year. You now have extra time to qualify, and you will have the power of Studio on your phone to help you earn your trip there. The next slide, please. Just steps away from this Hilton property is one of Palladio's final and most beautiful projects, the Redeemer Chapel. What an amazing opportunity we have to join you and welcome you into our Palladio Partner Venture on this once-in-a-lifetime trip. As I hand the call back to our brilliant CEO, Gordon Wharton, I want you to all know of the confidence that I have in him as our leader. His fingerprints are all over every aspect of innovation that you have observed today. His drive, his passion, and creativity make OLIABO the home where each of you will thrive, where you can experience astonishment every day. Gordon, I'm grateful for you and hand the call your way.
Kent, gratitude, brother. Folks, Kent is one of the brightest minds I know. This has been a project that he has wanted to do since the pre-existence. He and we have a very bright member of our board that have put this together. It takes fiscal discipline to say we're going to do revenue sharing. This is a phantom stock plan. That's what it is. You heard it correctly. And people are like, you can't do that. It would take a miracle. No, Kent Wood's a miracle. That dude's one of the brightest guys I know. Like, honestly, he's one of the brightest guys I know. And he knows baseball, and he knows a lot about potatoes, and he knows about farming, and like, he's pretty bright. And, this morning I have a little gratitude ritual, and I do this every day. And I wanted to express gratitude, not just for my wonderful partners on the phone, but all of you. I started this call by saying, I'm grateful. Like, this has been but I had to make a big decision to get off the commode and get back into this industry and kind of we did this together, all of us. This is not, OLIABO's not just my company. It's not just Kent's company. It's not just Ray's. It's our company. And this company, this brand has the ability to be one of the finest brands that the industry has ever seen. And we started with this initial pitch. By the way, I'm grateful for all of you. I'm grateful. This morning I got up, I'm grateful for flowers. They're miracles, like flowers. I'm grateful for my golden retriever who's just loves me, and cars with air conditioning. And this morning I was grateful for fingernails for a reason I won't get into, but we're miracles. You're sitting on a miracle. You take a deep breath. Everybody on the call, we're close. Folks, we're coming into the final stretch here. We're about to put you to bed. We're going to finish strong, okay? All of us. We're miracles. Your heart is beating right now. Your brain is firing. Your eyes are seeing us. There are people in Norway watching this. There are people in Singapore watching this. It's amazing. Sometimes we're very ungrateful. If I'm not careful and I don't do gratitude, I'll be like, I only have 2 bars and I can't believe that blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my gosh, we are so blessed. There's a bunch of us on the line. We're going to go look at some of the most amazing sights on the planet. And we can eat pizza. I'm grateful for pizza. Like, I get to live and put pizza on okay, it's not always healthy. In Italy, it's a lot healthier. And anyway, enough to be said for this. This is the very first slide that many of you saw when we started this little adventure. And it says, American purity, Italian purity meets American purpose. We're going to finish strong here. The American flag one, please, Adam. Sorry, I'm moving fast. It was the American flag one. I was going to say, this is one of those interesting things. I had a buddy, and some of you know him, Doug Weed, who used to work at the White House, and he told me this once, that the American national anthem is one of the only national anthems in the world that finishes with a question. And I was born and raised in Canada, and I love Canada, but I wanted to live in the States. I'm a dual citizen. My mom she had 3 citizenships when she died: Italian, Canadian, and American. And the American Star Spangled Banner finishes with a question. And it's, oh, say does that Star Spangled Banner yet wave? When you see Americans sing the national anthem, and I'm a big sports fan, so I get to see it quite a bit, and you see them yell out the words, over the land, are we still free? We ask a question here. Are we still free? Are we still brave? That question is asked every time. It's weird being an immigrant, and you look at the national anthem differently. Because I started with one national anthem, which I love, but I adopted this one. I'm telling you here, we are still free. We are pitching free enterprise, and we are still brave. Like, it takes belief and passion to start something. My partners, all of you pioneers on the phone, you're brave. Next slide, please. I got a little choked up looking at the American flag. And I know this is going to kill. Hopefully she's still awake. Katya. It's 12:30 at night or 1:30 in the morning or something in Italy. But my beautiful cousin she's going to finish off, because they took the heart of an Italian and they stuck it in a Canadian, me, my brother, and but the heart still beats over there. And Katya, are you still with us?
I'm still
hoping.
Here.
Hey! Grazie tante. Cousin?
You're welcome.
You're
welcome. How are you?
Un poco stanco, ma perfetto.
Bene.
Perfetto.
Bene.
Can you do me fammi un favore? Could you take us home tonight with this call? The one Italian, and you and your boyfriend being on our Italian side of things is that. Okay.
So I'll tell you 3 things, Gordon. Okay. So first thing, we met a dude, which is Alfredo Hernandez from Queens of the Stone Age, Mexican American, speaking about olive oil, crazy about olive oil. He got crazy. And I'm like a rock star that, was in front of thousands of people, but he's a normal person. I mean, everybody can be so authentic and love this. So
Me
I
too.
was
It's Queens of Stone Age. It's like amazing
seriously.
band. Yeah.
Seriously. And here in Treviso. So that's one. Then the second one is that aren't we lucky that we're here? I mean, we're not here by chance, Gordon. We, you, me, Joe are the fourth generation of a family. I mean, our great grandmother that we have in common was born in 1883, 143 years ago. So those seeds are here and are thriving. And we are handling the keys, the one that you showed, to our generations. So I think the fourth is so strong also for this reason, like being the fourth, it's a great responsibility that we have. So let's pass those keys to our generations. Let's do that.
You're
And then the other thing is that, okay, fourth generation, but then we're in May. And so I just wanted to, 4 maggio, mese della mamma. And that's why I told Gordon about this, because, half away of my life was with, and half of time of my life was without my mother. And it was actually the 1st of May. So that's why we got this,
This was your
done.
idea, by the way, Katya. This
It was
entire mother thing, it was beautiful. You texted me last week, and it started a viral movement and all those slides. So, grazie tante. And
You're very
Luciana, your
welcome.
mom was a saint. Oh, saint.
And she was beautiful, but you grasped this, and it's something which is unique, and you are unique. So that's why you captured this beauty, the beauty of this mother's movement. But most important thing, guys, that I want to share about my mom is resilience, strength, and the will to live, which is what actually, if you do a benchmark, an olive tree has got the resilience, the strength, and the will of living because it's here since years and years. So we need to use it as a metaphor. So the strength of our mothers and the purity of our land, that's the most important. It's it's not just oil, it's life, and so that's what I wanted to pass you by. And then last, because I want you guys to go and have a nice cup of tea and relax. So I'm been living here in Italy for my entire life, but when I moved to America, I went to America, I basically felt my DNA shifting. But the cool thing is that right now that I'm managing to detail the event management with Adam and Ricardo, I'm actually getting excited for my own country. I'm getting super excited for you. I mean, it is super cool. I'm looking for some very cool stuff. So I'm looking forward for your DNA to shift and to have you here and have great chats, great, a shot of olive oil, but maybe also some wine, and sotto la luna, under the moon, enjoying the beauty of Italy. So that's all I want. So gratitude
Katya,
for being here. Thank you for having me here. And these guys over here that just spoke are awesome. That's it.
you're the best. Grazie tante. Thank you. By the way, sleep well. Sleep well
Grazie.
tonight. Beautiful sister. Honestly, Katya is a cousin, but she's like a sister, honestly. Like my kids, there's no world that Katya doesn't exist. And many of you met her in a previous life. She's fabulous. So Katya, thank you. And we are going to close this whole thing with, put you to sleep with a video that we created we're going to be in Italy. There's a bunch of us already qualified, and put it in your brain. What the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. This will be a trip for the ages. So we'll close up with this again. Gratitude from all of us at the home office, from our family to yours, and we can run the video.
Oh
Thank you. Andiamo, ti voglio bene from all of us.
Thanks, everybody. Take
Cheers.
care.
Voglio bene, grazie tante.
Thanks,
Ciao, ciao.
everyone.
Ciao.